What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And the other day we found out that Chyna had just passed away. Rest in peace. And I decided to make this video for her, so let's get straight onto the video. Number 10, she was trained by Killer Kowalski. Her trainer was one of the most popular men in wrestling history. Chyna attended his wrestling school at Massachusetts in 1995. After she graduated his wrestling school, she would go on to wrestle in independent circus as Joni Lee. Kowalski played a huge factor in her working with the WWE, as well as Triple H and Shawn Michaels, as they saw her as a perfect fit for DX. Killer Kowalski also trained Triple H, which could also play a factor into her getting a job. Number 9, estranged from her parents. Chyna had an unhealthy relationship with her parents during college. Chyna stated that she last saw her mother when she was 16 years old. Originally, Chyna's plans for a career was the DEA or the FBI. Instead, she joined the Peace Corps, and her father didn't like it one bit. Thankfully, her and her mother fixed things up. Unfortunately, her father passed away before she can make amends. Number 8, drugged in college. As you can tell from the last fact, Chyna had gone through a lot in her life, but this incident might be the worst one she experienced. While partying at the University of Tampa, someone drugged her and violated her. You can read in her autobiography and how she explains that she needed therapy because that was one of the most traumatic experiences in her life. She tried talking about it in some interviews, but it was hard for her to talk about something like that. Number 7, the first woman in a Royal Rumble and a King of the Ring. Chyna was not the typical woman in wrestling. As a woman, she accomplished so many things in wrestling. She entered the Royal Rumble in 1999 as number 30. Also, in the 1999 edition of the King of the Ring, she competed for a chance to be the Queen of the Ring. She was defeated in the quarterfinals from her past ally, Road Dogg. Number 6, former Intercontinental Champion. Being in the Royal Rumble and King of the Ring weren't the only accomplishments she achieved. She defeated Jeff Jarrett in a good housekeeping match to win the IC Championship. She would go on to winning the IC Championship 2 times, having a memorable feud against Chris Jericho. Number 5, former number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. Okay, so far, Chyna was the first woman to be involved in a Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, and won the Intercontinental Championship. At one point, she even defeated Triple H to become the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. She would go on to lose that spot to Mankind a couple weeks later. But hey, she was advertised to be in the main event of SummerSlam versus Stone Cold Steve Austin for the WWE Championship. Imagine she won the title. Number 4, relationship with Triple H was real. Originally, Chyna and Triple H were dating on script, but after spending so much time together, they fell in love. Triple H and Chyna spoke about how their love all came together like glue in a high school project. Thanks to this, it made their TV time look much more interesting. But Triple H fell in love with Stephanie McMahon, then Chyna left the WWE. Chyna says she was released, while Jarrett says she left. Anyways, after all this happened, the WWE decided to ignore Chyna. After many calls, texts, and emails to apologize and make amends, the WWE decided, let me ignore her. Let's see if she even gets acknowledged on Monday, guys. Number 3, TNA 2011 run. In 2010, TNA was trying to be the WCW of Attitude Era and gain more viewers than the WWE. TNA decided to sign all former WWE wrestlers, and Chyna was one of them. In 2011, Mick Foley introduced her as the mystery partner for Kurt Angle in a tag team match against Jeff and Karen Jarrett. Unfortunately, her TNA run wasn't too long, but the fans did get to see her wrestle one last match, and her and Kurt Angle defeated the Jarretts. For older fans, it was a cool throwback and a nice little return for Chyna. Number 2, taught English in Japan. After she gave up on drugs and whatnot, she decided to use her education to do a good deed. Chyna moved all the way to Japan to teach English. When most people look at Chyna, they do not see an intelligent person, but Chyna is very well educated. And number 1, her hard road to the WWE. Chyna joined the Peace Corps in Guatemala. During her return home, she had many jobs before becoming a wrestler. She was a cocktail waitress at a strip club, a singer in a band, and a 900 number chat line worker. Another thing is she went to a 6-week class training to become a flight attendant. When going to her first flight, she was in a car accident, sending her to the hospital. She would then get a job selling beepers, but after all the jobs, she entered bodybuilding competitions, and that's where the WWE spotted her and they hired her. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. Also, rest in peace, Chyna. You were really great. Honestly, you're one of the greatest women wrestlers of all time. Lots of respect for you. Hopefully you get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Thanks again, guys. Take care and spike your hair.